The hardest part is not realizing that she took you for granted. The hardest part is realizing how long you allowed it. You kept showing up, you kept checking in, you kept forgiving what was never properly addressed. You kept explaining your value to someone who had already become comfortable receiving it. She knew you cared. She knew you would answer. She knew you would return after the argument. She knew that even when she became distant, cold, or inconsistent, you would still find a reason to keep the connection alive. And because your presence felt guaranteed, she stopped treating it like something she could lose. That is when a man must make a difficult decision not to punish her, not to hurt her, not to make her panic, but to stop protecting her from the consequences of taking him for granted. Let her lose you. Let her experience what life feels like without the man she believed would always remain available. Let her feel the silence she kept creating. Let her carry the distance she chose. Let her discover whether she misses you, misses your attention, or feels nothing strongly enough to return. And most importantly, let yourself discover whether you can finally stop abandoning your dignity just to avoid losing someone else. Because when a woman takes you for granted, your first instinct may be to give more. You think the solution is to remind her how good you are. You become more patient, more available, more forgiving. You try to return the relationship to the way it was at the beginning. You send the long message. You explain your intentions. You tell her how much she means to you. You hope your honesty will wake something up inside her, but when someone already knows you care, more proof is rarely the answer. She does not need another speech about your value. She needs to experience what happens when that value is no longer available without effort. That is not manipulation, it is reality. You cannot keep giving relationship level effort to someone offering you uncertainty. You cannot keep providing loyalty to someone treating your presence like an option. You cannot keep making yourself easier to lose and expect to be valued more. At some point, you must stop explaining. At some point, your actions have to say what your words have failed to communicate. I care about you, but I will not keep participating in a connection that requires me to lose respect for myself. That is what letting her lose you means. It does not mean blocking her in anger. It does not mean insulting her. It does not mean posting another woman to create jealousy. It does not mean disappearing for 3 days, then returning with an emotional paragraph when she does not react. It means you stop doing the work of two people. You stop fixing every silence. You stop initiating every conversation. You stop rescuing the relationship each time she becomes uncertain. You stop accepting vague excuses because the truth feels more painful. You stop making yourself available at any hour just because she finally decided to call. You step back calmly, clearly, without drama. That is where the truth begins. Because as long as you keep chasing, she never has to decide how much you actually matter. She never has to wonder whether your presence could end. She never has to make an effort to keep you. You remove every consequence. She pulls away and you move closer. She gives less and you give more. She becomes cold and you become more emotional. She stops initiating and you increase your attention. You teach her that distance produces more access to you. Then you wonder why the pattern continues. People repeat what continues to reward them. If coldness brings your reassurance, coldness becomes powerful. If inconsistency brings more effort from you, inconsistency becomes comfortable. If disrespect is followed by forgiveness without change, disrespect becomes cheap. You do not change this through anger, you change it through boundaries. A boundary is not a speech designed to frighten someone. It is a decision about your own participation. You can say, I am not comfortable with how one sided this has become. Then you step back. You do not argue for 3 hours. You do not try to force agreement. She has the right to see the situation differently. You have the right to stop investing. That is emotional maturity. Now, she may not react the way you hope. She may not call immediately. She may not admit that she took you for granted. She may not become emotional. At first, she may even feel relief. If the connection had become filled with pressure, repeated conversations, jealousy, or constant attempts to get reassurance, your absence may feel peaceful. That is difficult to accept, but letting her lose you means allowing every reaction, not only the reaction your ego wants. You cannot say you are stepping back, then panic because she seems fine. You cannot withdraw your attention, then monitor her social media every hour looking for evidence that she is hurting. You cannot claim to be moving on while every thought is still waiting for her to break. That is not letting her lose you. That is waiting in disguise. Real distance requires surrendering the outcome. She may miss you. She may reflect. She may regret her behavior. She may reach out, or she may continue moving forward. You must become strong enough to face every possibility. Because the goal is not to force her return. The goal is to stop forcing yourself to remain where you are not being valued. That difference changes everything. Imagine a man who has been carrying a relationship for months. He starts every conversation, he plans every date, he checks whether she arrived home safely, he listens when she is stressed, he rearranges his schedule whenever she becomes available. At first, she appreciates it. Then his effort becomes normal. She cancels more easily, she replies when convenient, she expects him to understand every mood while ignoring his. Whenever he tries to speak about the imbalance, she tells him he is overthinking, so he becomes quieter. Not because the pain is gone, because he is afraid honesty will push her further away. That fear slowly teaches him to betray himself. He tells himself, at least she is still here. But is she? Her body may be present sometimes. Her attention may appear when she wants comfort, but her investment is gone. The relationship is being kept alive by his fear of admitting that he is alone inside it. This is when he must stop, not with an emotional explosion, not by saying, you will regret losing me. He simply stops compensating for her lack of effort. He does not initiate the next 5 conversations. He does not chase the canceled plan. He does not offer unlimited comfort while receiving no clarity. And for the first time, he sees what exists without his constant labor. Maybe she notices. Maybe she reaches out and asks what changed. Maybe nothing happens. Either way, he receives information. That information may hurt. But confusion was already hurting him. Clarity at least allows him to move. You need to understand this. Being needed is not the same as being valued. A woman may need your attention. She may need your support. She may need someone to listen after a difficult day. She may need the comfort of knowing you will answer. But if she only moves towards you when she needs something, that is not mutual love. That is access. And access without appreciation will drain you. You become the person she contacts after disappointment, the person she leans on when lonely, the person she expects to remain stable while she stays uncertain. You keep believing these moments mean the connection is rebuilding, but once she feels better, she disappears again. Do not confuse being useful with being chosen. You deserve to be wanted when she is calm, not only needed when she is hurting. You deserve consistent effort, not occasional emotional emergencies. You deserve a relationship where your presence is appreciated before your absence becomes painful. That is not asking for perfection, that is asking for reciprocity. Now, what happens when you let her lose you? First, the pressure disappears. She no longer receives constant reminders that you are waiting. She no longer has to defend her distance. She no longer gets reassurance without giving clarity. Then the pattern becomes visible. If she values the connection, your absence may create movement. She may initiate. She may ask why you step back. She may acknowledge the imbalance. She may begin showing the effort she once expected from you. But do not celebrate too quickly. One message is not change behavior. A hey is not accountability. And I miss you is not commitment. A story view is not love. A late night call is not proof that she is ready. You must watch what happens after contact. Does she continue showing effort? Does she communicate more clearly? Does she respect your boundaries? Does she follow through? Does she contribute when she no longer fears losing access? Or does she send one small message, receive reassurance, and disappear again? That distinction matters. Sometimes a woman does not return because she values the relationship. She returns because she wants to know whether she still has access. She may miss being wanted more than she misses you. She may feel uncomfortable when the man who once chased becomes quiet. She may become curious about whether you moved on. That does not make her evil. It means you must remain observant. Do not accuse her. Do not assume the worst. Let her behavior answer. A woman who genuinely wants to rebuild will usually tolerate a slower pace. She will understand that trust needs consistency. She will not expect one emotional conversation to restore unlimited access. A woman who only wants reassurance may become frustrated when you do not immediately return to the old role. Let that frustration reveal the truth. Your job is not to make every return successful. Your job is to recognize what kind of return it is. Now, suppose she contacts you and says, "Why are you acting different?" The old version of you may rush to reassure her. You may say, "I am not trying to leave. I still love you. I just wanted you to care." That response hands the power back immediately. You do not need to be cold. You can say, "The connection felt one sided, so I stepped back." That is enough. If she says, "So you do not care anymore?" You can say, "I care, but caring does not mean accepting a dynamic that is not healthy for me." Clear, respectful, calm, no attack, no begging. If she says, "I have been busy," you do not argue about how busy a person can be. You observe whether her actions change. Anyone can explain a pattern. The question is whether the pattern improves. Do not become addicted to explanations. A good explanation without change behavior still leaves you in the same place. Now, there may be a moment where she becomes more affectionate. She may say everything you wanted to hear. She may tell you she realizes she was distant. She may admit she took your effort for granted. This may be sincere, cornet without arrogance. Do not say, "I knew you would come back." Do not make her beg to satisfy your ego. Do not use her regret as permission to humiliate her. That is not strength. That is pain looking for revenge. You can say, "I appreciate you being honest. I am open to seeing whether things can be different, but I want to move slowly." Then watch the behavior. Trust should grow at the speed of evidence, not at the speed of relief, because you have been waiting so long for her warmth that one emotional moment may feel like enough. It is not. The real test begins after the emotional conversation. Does she keep initiating? Does she respect your time? Does she communicate when something feels wrong? Does she continue investing once she feels secure that you still care? Or does the old pattern return the moment she no longer fears losing you? That is what you must watch. Love is not proven by panic during separation. It is proven by consistency when security returns. Anyone can become emotional when they feel loss. Maturity is how they behave once they feel safe again. Remember that. Now, if she reaches out with confusion, do not become her waiting room. If she says, "I miss you, but I do not know what I want," believe the entire sentence. Do not hear only the part that comforts you. She may genuinely miss you. She may also remain unable to offer clarity. You can say, "I understand, but I am not going back into an unclear situation." Then step back. If she wants friendship while you still want a relationship, be honest with yourself. Do not accept friendship because you fear losing the connection completely. You will stay close enough to hope and too close to heal. You can say, "I respect you, but friendship is not healthy for me right now." That is not punishment. It is emotional honesty. Letting her lose you means you stop accepting roles that require you to hide what you actually want. Now, there's a late night moment you must prepare for. During the day, you may feel strong, you work, you train. You tell yourself the decision is right, then the room becomes quiet. You remember the warm version of her, the way she used to contact you, the attention she gave in the beginning. You start wondering whether stepping back was too harsh. Maybe she is waiting for you. Maybe she thinks you stopped caring. Maybe one message could repair everything. You open the conversation, you type, "I hope you are doing okay." It looks harmless, but beneath the message is a hidden request. "Please reassure me that I still matter. Please make this silence stop. Please tell me I did not lose you forever." Ask yourself, would I send this if I knew she might not answer? If the answer is no, you are not communicating. You are seeking relief, and relief received from her reply will last only until the next period of silence. If she responds warmly, your hope returns before the relationship changes. If she replies coldly, the wound reopens. If she ignores you, you feel rejected again. Do not give away your entire night for uncertain reassurance. Put the phone down, walk, drink water, write what you feel privately. Pray if faith is part of your life, Salib, before making emotional decisions. The wave will rise, then it will fall. You can miss her without contacting her. You can care without chasing. You can feel lonely without returning to a dynamic that made you feel invisible. That is emotional control. And emotional control is not the absence of feeling, it is refusing to let pain choose your behavior. Now, here is your practical 7-day reset for 7 days. Do not message her first. Do not check her stories. Do not ask mutual friends about her. Do not post anything designed to get her attention. Do not reread old conversations after midnight. Do not send a casual message when what you really want is reassurance. Do not make emotional decisions while tired, angry, or lonely. For 7 days, put that energy into training, work, money, sleep, discipline, faith, emotional control, and rebuilding your identity. Train consistently, but do not punish your body. Eat properly, clean your environment, finish one task you've delayed, set one financial target, reduce your screen time, put the phone away before sleeping, plan the next day, give your mind a direction that does not depend on her reaction. This reset is not designed to make her miss you. It is designed to show you how much of your life has been organized around keeping her attention. Every time you resist checking, you rebuild control. Every time you refuse to chase, you rebuild dignity. Every time you keep your routine while hurting, you rebuild self trust. Confidence is built by keeping promises when breaking them would give temporary relief. You said you would stop begging. Keep the promise. You said you would stop accepting crumbs. Keep the promise. You said you protect your peace. Keep the promise. That is how a man becomes solid again. Now, rebuild your body because your body carries your emotional pain. Train, walk, sleep, eat well. Do not destroy yourself in the gym trying to become someone she regrets losing. Build strength because you need it. Rebuild your money. Heartbreak makes men neglect responsibilities. Finish your work, learn a skill, organize your expenses, set a goal. Money will not heal every wound, but direction will stop the wound from becoming your whole identity. Rebuild your routine. Do not let the first action of your morning be checking whether she contacted you. Move first, plan first, work first. Let your day begin with a decision you control. Rebuild your standards. Drop down what you will no longer accept, not in anger, in clarity, one sided effort, repeated disrespect. Emotional access without commitment, canceled plans without accountability, mixed signals that continue for months, being treated like a backup. Standards are not punishments, they are decisions about what kind of life you will participate in. She is free to choose her behavior. You're free to decide whether you remain available for it. That is real power. Now, what if she never returns? This is the possibility your heart does not want to face. You may let her lose you, and she may continue without you. She may never apologize. She may never admit what she took for granted. She may miss you privately and still remain silent. She may decide the relationship should stay over. Letting her lose you must be strong enough to survive that outcome. Otherwise, it is not self respect, it is a transaction. You are saying, I will step back if you reward me by coming after me. That is still chasing. Real self respect says, I cannot control whether you return. I can control whether I continue abandoning myself. That is freedom. If she never comes back, your value does not disappear. Her decision does not define your entire worth. Gives you information about this connection, not a verdict on your future. You still have a life, a body to strengthen, work to complete, money to build, skills to develop, faith to deepen, people to meet, experiences you have not lived yet. Do not bury all of that beneath one person's inability or unwillingness to value you. You were a man before she entered your life. You must become a man again after she leaves. That is not coldness, that is responsibility. Now, ask yourself the question that exposes whether this is truly about love. Do you want her back because she brought peace into your life? Or do you want her back because her return would repair the wound of rejection? Do you miss who she really was? Or do you miss the version of her from the beginning? Do you want a healthy relationship? Or do you want proof that she finally sees your value? Sometimes a man waits for regret because he wants victory. He imagines her returning, apologizing, and admitting she lost someone rare. He believes that moment will restore everything inside him. But no apology can permanently repair self worth. It depends on another person's opinion. Even if she returns, insecurity will return the next time she becomes distant unless you build security within yourself. The highest goal is not making her realize what she lost. It is becoming a man who knows what he offers without needing someone to lose him first. That is where your freedom begins. Do not become bitter. Do not decide all women take men for granted. Do not punish the next person for what this person did. That is not masculine strength. That is pain wearing armor. A mature man keeps his warmth but strengthens his judgment. He can be generous without becoming easy to use. He can be patient without waiting forever. He can forgive without ignoring patterns. He can love without begging. He can leave without hatred. That is strength. Letting her lose you does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop treating your care like a reason to accept anything. It means you stop confusing loyalty with endless tolerance. It means you stop waiting for someone to become certain while your own life remains paused. It means you respect her freedom to choose and your freedom to walk away. So if she took you for granted, do not threaten her. Do not announce that she will regret it. Do not post indirect messages. Do not try to damage her ego. Let reality teach the lessons. Stop overgiving. Stop chasing. Stop making your presence guaranteed where your value is ignored. Let the silence reveal whether she misses you, misses the attention, or does not intend to return. Then accept the answer with dignity. If she comes back with clarity, listen. If she takes responsibility, watch her consistency. If she returns only for reassurance, protect your access. If she remains confused, stay back. If she never returns, keep building. Because the deepest truth is this: sometimes the most loving thing you can do is let someone experience the life they chose without you. And sometimes the most respectful thing you can do for yourself is stop standing beside a door that only opens when someone needs your attention. Let her lose you, not so she suffers, so you finally stop losing yourself. And in the next video, you will learn the difference between a woman who genuinely regrets taking you for granted and one who only returns because she misses having control over your attention.